Brewniata really stemmed from the fact that my dad got into home brewing recently. He's been brewing for about a year and a half, and the brewing club isn't active at the moment, so I figured offering brewing to people who want to learn it would be a really good idea. So first you do what's called the boil, and in the boil you add either or your grains, your hops, and your wheat malt or grain malt, and you boil all of that together in whatever combination you want to do it. You have to have some sort of malt, so you can get the malt from boiling the grains, or you can just get the malt extract. So you're going to use typically like a propane stove to do that, and then as you go through the boil, when you're done with that, you chill what you call the wort, which is the basically boiled grain malt and hops and other ingredients that you're going to add. And then after you chill the wort, you add yeast, and that's really important because that's what drives fermentation. Then after you're done with the boil and cooling the wort and adding the yeast, you put it into primary fermentation, and that's where the sugars that you extracted from the grains or got out of the malt extract, they get converted by the yeast into carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol, or ethanol, drinking alcohol. And then the third step is bottling. After the secondary fermentation, you want to bottle your beer so that it can carbonate. And when you do bottling, you add a little bit of sugar to the fermented beer, and you ideally filter out the dead yeast or the expended yeast. And you bottle that, and you just give it some time for the fourth step. You just gotta wait, which is probably the worst part about it, having to wait for your beer. And then you just, after 4 to 8 weeks of brewing, then you just drink it. I kind of want to make it more than just brewing beer. I want to do like beer tastings. I already talked to Ron, who owns Johnny's, and he said that he'd be totally cool with doing like a beer tasting or some sort of event. And I imagine other bars or brewers or distributors would be willing to, do events and stuff, because there really is this other side of beer culture that you don't get to see typically in a college environment. I have all sorts of different beer here. This is basically just what I had on me. Right now it's just 21 and up. And it's basically whoever else is allowed to join a club based on the criteria that normally applies. They're just like signature pale ale. In a pale ale, it's generally fairly hoppy. I think that brewing beer is not only an experience that's worth doing because you get to make beer, but it's also, to me, a very creative process, and it's honestly pretty fulfilling to drink. So this is one of my dad's home brews. It's called the Spiced Winter, and what you get with a lot of wintertime brews is you get this sort of seasonal spice put in there, and it's just like if you could imagine tasting Christmas, that's what it would be. It takes so long to reach your final product that when you get to it, even if it isn't really that good, you're still like happy that you did it. I've had beers in the past that just like did not taste good, but the saying is, you made beer.